And this is a toy spot on Spectacular Spider-Man Black Costume Spider-Man. Originally this was going to be my third review when I first started doing reviews on YouTube. I took a break from them, and I don't remember what I did instead, but I wanted to get back to this guy because if you watched my Spider-Man review, the Web Blast Spider-Man and Venom, I was doing a comparison between the figure and the original Wave figure, and this guy was going to be the third of that. He was going to be the Return of the Jedi of the reviews kind of thing. But figured I'd go back and do him now. We have a quick look at the packaging. Same packaging as always from Spectacular Spider-Man. You've got a picture of the black symbiote Spider-Man at the bottom corner here. On the back, and I can't remember, I did buy this in Canada. The packaging, I think, is marketing a Wave 3 by now, and then I think the only two in the wave were these guys, the Goblin and Spider-Man. It's weird, Spectacular Spider-Man, you can kind of get all the figures from all the waves currently in the stores, at least you can in Canada. So it's really hard to tell who's from what wave kind of thing. Now, just give you a quick close-up look at Spider-Man here. He's the exact same mold as the Electro Blast Spider-Man, I think it was Electro Blast Spider-Man, my first review. It's the same mold as that. They've just painted it black and of course done the symbiote symbol a little bit different. I picked this guy up, and when I picked him up at the same time as the second Venom, the remolded Venom. And when I got back home, I looked at my original symbiote Spider-Man from the original wave, and it's a different figure. Big surprise. Another pleasant surprise. Just a quick reference. Now, I won't open this guy up. I think I'll just keep him sealed. I didn't open him when I first bought him, but what I'll do is I'll just do a quick comparison. If you look at this Spider-Man, it's got the same head as the original Wave Spider-Man, so it's a little bit smaller. I think I originally said it looked like an inverted pear, and then the symbiote spider is a little bit smaller, and the articulation is in the stomach rather than right under the chest here. The reissue Spider-Man has the mold from the Electro Blast Spider-Man, so his head is more show accurate, it's a little bit wider. The symbiote also is a lot wider versus the original Spider-Man. And the articulation is right underneath the chest, whereas it's not further down in the stomach area. So this is a more show accurate Spider-Man. You definitely want to get this guy instead of the original Wave. It's been released, I think, a couple of times. It's got the web. There's also I think there's another version of him as well. I can't remember. I think it comes with a black web similar to this, but you definitely want to get this guy instead of this one. Packaging aside, I know packaging segment was a little longer this time, but what I'll do is I'll take a break and I'll open this guy up and we'll have a look at the figure. So here's the black costume Spider-Man. He's a very nice figure. I do like the way he looks. They did a great job on the coloring now that they've gone with the newer mold rather than the older mold. Speaking of newer molds, though, it is interesting that the Electro Blast Spider-Man had the shooting web gesture on this one hand. The black costume Spider-Man, even though he's using the exact same mold, has two open hands. So I don't know if maybe that's going to mean that they're going to release the original costume Spider-Man as well with open hands. I don't really know. Time, of course, will tell. But nice coloring on the Spider-Man. I mean, obviously he's just a solid black all the way through, and then of course with the white on the eyes and the symbol there. He's a little loose in the torso area. I didn't really have that problem with the original costume Spider-Man. It's not super loose, so I mean I can live with it. But it's a nice figure. Even though, I mean, I've covered this mold already, so I'm not going to say too much about it. In the way of accessories, I'll move this guy at the back here. In the way of accessories, he comes with a piece of snot, or at least that's what it looks like. There's a little loop on the end here, and his hand goes through there, and then there's a little suction cup that you can stick to the wall and he'll hang. I don't think I'll ever use this. I don't know. Accessory wise, I get very fussy. If it's accurate to the show, or maybe he used it in the show, I might keep it with the figure. Cases like this, though, I usually just keep the figure on its own. A good solid figure. I would almost say to I think Hasbro. Hasbro makes these guys. Yeah, Hasbro. I would think on Hasbro's end, they might want to maybe mention that these are the newer sculpts on their packaging. At least where I bought this figure, even at Toys R Us now, they have all of these waves all on the shelves. So like they have wave 1, 2, 3. I think they're up to wave 4 now. And like if you look hard enough, you can probably find the accurate cartoon Spider-Man along with the original Spider-Man, and it looks like the same figure, and I think kids will pull it off the shelf, probably not too concerned. But I would say from a collector standpoint, you want to keep an eye on which figure you're grabbing, because some of them are going to be accurate to the cartoon, like this guy. Some of them aren't. But this is going to be a short review because there's not really much else to say. I would definitely recommend this guy. He's a good addition to the Electro Blast Spider-Man from the line. And I'll see you guys again next time. Later.